Beloved Star, warmest welcome to Elven Pod 73, and it's our second episode of season 2. So exciting to be begun again, and I love this rhythm, and I love being back in the flow of sharing with you. So we come now to this theme that I'm going to share a lot about this year, and it is the theme of this year, and I've already spoken of this and opened this. And I'll continue to explore into it throughout the year, which is this state of seventh dimensional Stargate presence and our own creator soul remembering itself as never before. And I've just been in the most incredible Elven Aurora transmission. If you'd love to experience these teachings as active transmissions that we go into more depth and more activation. It's so exquisitely beautiful. We've just been in one just now. So I'm going to share with you some of the essence of this. And that's the membership, that's the Elven Aurora membership portal. So this essence of what is happening right now. So seventh dimensional Stargate presence. A new level of continuum that is within us and it's within the earth. And it's the body knowing itself as the creator of its own reality, the body knowing itself as the creator of its own reality. Now that is extraordinary knowledge for the body to hold. That's an extraordinary shift in our ascension. And so this year is really something special. And it brings a lot of change for each one of us. And it's a little bit like there is a new radio station available for the cells, for the body, and that's really finding its way there. It's dialing around through the radio stations, looking through them, trying to settle, to discover, to stabilize, to identify in consciousness this new radio station, this new bandwave of our physical experience. So we're at a phase where there's still quite a lot of establishing of this, and at moments, because it's here and it is here, it's actually about us synchronizing with it rather than us downloading it. So something I'm experiencing in the early hours of the morning quite a lot is I wake up at say 3 or 4 a.m. and it's as though I'm literally witnessing my cells, every single one of them, redialing with this white diamond golden light. And it's as though they are all in this intense and yet non-dual, non-polarized motion, as though, I guess, like a combination lock that you see, like that's spinning, 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 and it's going through really, really intricate readjustments, synchronization with the setting that it's heading into. And in the early hours of the morning, I find that motion within my innermost cells becomes quite visible. But in the waking consciousness, in the day, what's quite interesting is to witness new behaviors, new choice points. And this is what to really pay attention to and to bring forward in your awareness from the Elven perspective. That's what they're really guiding us with, is to look at these moments where you become aware there is this new 0 point potential in moments where you would have had an old pattern of reaction or behavior or of perceiving, of creating the moment through your perception, say certain conditions that for you create a certain tendency of perception. And what you'll notice in this moment, these moments, is that things are as though freer in that moment than they've ever been before, that there's actually space or quantum potentiality in the experience of that moment where you can choose to experience that way that you might usually perceive, create, experience that moment. You're able to see that and feel that quite clearly. And there's the awareness that you can actually release that point of perception. You can release that way of creating the moment in consciousness, and you can see it as a distinct coding that exists and yet is not you, and let it go. if you so choose. Be the space, be the 0 point that releases that, that lets that go. And that may feel like letting go of old, something that's been quite rigid in you, like, oh, I really tended, or I had a long-standing pattern of kind of reacting or seeing that kind of thing that way, and I'm just not now. And yet you can see the old strength in it. You can see the way it did used to hold so much energy for you, and may have quite a timeline on it, and yet just, whew, wow, I can actually release that mode of perception, that mode of response, and be in the 0 point of a curiosity, I'd like to say, a curiosity, and asking of the question, how do I want to create this moment? How do I really want to perceive this moment? And that's almost the moment where you've got this sort of combination lock dialing away, or the radio station, turning the dial, looking for the station you want to come to. It's like, I'm curious, what would I love to experience, actually love to experience this moment as, and dialing in through your curiosity, through your openness, through that 0 point consciousness and creator essence of I am, immortal starlight presence, dialing in to the way you would love to perceive, create that moment. It's really beautiful. So those are the moments to hold in awareness, because that's the enactment in our active life of what's happening within us energetically. In every cell right now, every cell is remembering its creative capacity at this level. And so this is immense. With this, we have the Stargate capacity. We become Stargate. We have the Stargate capacity to release, dissolve, delete, vanish, correct old reality streams. And we have the capacity to be that Stargate to a new reality, essentially, right here in our bodies, in the heart of all of these moments. Reset, reset, reset. New earth, high dimensional timeline, over and over again, like so. Now, there's an expansion to this that I'd love to go into, and this is what I share much more in depth in Aurora. It's quite amazing. If you love to experience this at a deep transmission level, you're so welcome to join the Aurora membership. But this, I'd love to share as the essence of it, that you will also feel, you'll pick this up, these potentialities here and now. So the body and all of its sensory apparatus. So this is the sensing of the body. What are clair senses that belong to the body, that belong to the, if you like, the etheric or the light body. Also, there are higher dimensional embodied senses, such as our clairvoyance, our clairsentience, our clairaudience, and so forth. These higher senses of our intuitional knowing, they are part of our physical being, part of our physical apparatus, that is what gives us the ability to sense into these different levels. So that's our inner dimensional sensing that is very much coming forward, will come forward really strongly in this cycle, because we are downloading the potentialities from beyond our physical senses. And that becomes our primary mode of creation as we generate the new physical continuum. So we are adjusting these, they are adjusting and wanting to, even if they've been quite refined and quite subtle for us, you might find that at this point, they're wanting to adjust all over again, and that there's a kind of invitation within your field to a finer, a deeper, a more expanded listening. And this is this aspect of this year's energy as well, which is our our co-creation through worlds and dimensions at this level of the golden civilizations, 7th dimensional and beyond. And this is part of our capacity of 7th dimensional Stargate presence to really actually come into this embodied co-creation, participation, such as we've never experienced before. And we've never done it. It's extraordinary what we're attaining in our ascension. We've never done it at this density of physical expression. So for us to participate, to engage at this level of creation through worlds is an extraordinary thing. So our bodies are now recalibrating, and we need to know when we're receiving that level of information and to be open to it as well, to have a new level of openness. So if you're co-creating with worlds, you're co-creating through your own I am stream of interdimensional presence through elder, celestial, galactic, stellar, as well as earthly dimensions and elemental dimensions. You want to be able to have that sensing from within your body that is the conversation. And co-creation is always a conversation. So you want to be in the communication, in the conversation, actually turning up the volume on that through all of your clair senses. So this is part of what the body is doing right now. It's dialing in all of those senses, bringing them into resonance with this new level of presence that is available for the physical body. And with that, when we allow the movement, when we allow the migration, when you let this happen within you, you will begin to be able to be the conscious participant in this new level of communication. So I was just sharing in Aurora, but I gave an example, which is that for myself, I have had this affinity and remembrance through the Elven ascended galaxies of light of Laniakea, especially. This has been very strong for some years. And I've had a sense also through the last wave, the last while, it's as though I know the communication has hit a certain level and that something so much more is possible beyond that. It's not that that level so much distorts it, but it's not vibrating at the level where it can access the entirety of what this consciousness is and what it would love to bring through as part of my own I am soul star stream. And I know it's part of the potential of that which I am. And so that's the invitation for me in the present. That's where I'm really feeling it. It's through those elder ascended elven galaxies of light in Laniakea and the attunement coming in. And what it feels like is, if I could describe it from within, it feels like going from a place where I've got information, like information has been gathered, but it's almost as though I need to let go of that and come back to a very pure feeling, sensing level, very pure feeling, sensing, and allow this pure feeling, sensing level to come to the fore. And that's the possibility of the seventh dimensional Stargate presence. Let that just come forward in a way you may never have experienced before, more fully, because the cells can do this now. The body can do this now. We can carry this. And I know for me on that journey, that's been the question. It was the awareness, I couldn't yet carry this vibration in my body. I could feel that. So it's like the communication went to a certain level, and I wasn't interested in just traveling out to get it from beyond, that this is a key aspect to our ascension. Yes, we can travel, so shamanic journey, or if you want to call it astral travel. We can journey in the dream time. We can have these out-of-body experiences, and they do have a place, absolutely, in our ascension. It's part of the beauty of our multidimensionality. But with our ascension, what is becoming possible is to have these experiences in our bodies. And that's what's really, really exciting, is to actually stabilize, to know your body is experiencing this. And it has the capacity to do so. And that's what, for myself, I think I've been holding out for, is this next level, because I know part of the destiny, I can feel the destiny stream or the trajectory, the highest timeline, is to experience this consciousness right here in my physical cells and to communicate it from that level. And I do find that's what I'm really interested in doing, is communicating from that level, not just from information that I've amassed, if you like, through out-of-body experiences, although they're often really, really valuable and really beautiful layers of the reconnection and the downloading and the receiving process. So I love them. But what is truly magical is that sense of when those frequencies really interface with the cells, that aspect of the quantum DNA switches on, the quantum crystalline DNA, and you are able to become, transfigure the cells through the new strands of the DNA that are activating, and collapse the old particle and wave state of the cells and let them reconfigure with this new level design, so that you become a direct communication of this light and this level of intelligence. And of course, what's beautiful about that, yes, it's wonderful to share it, but first and foremost, it's shared with you. And as an embodied experience here, you get to receive the information, become more conscious, expand and experience an expansion, an expanded, a greater span of the intelligence of this love that you are. It's like it opens out more of its refined intelligence and knowing. And so you can see what a powerful interface our clair senses are for delivering this light information of ourselves, as well as connecting with what's beyond our bodies, which they have the capacity to do. So, of course, as the recalibrations happen through your clair senses, we can work through them individually. So our clairvoyance, our clairaudience, our inner seeing, our inner hearing, our inner feeling. And then we have the inner sense of touch is a wonderful one, our clairtangency, our inner sense of smell, our clairsalience, and our inner sense of taste. And what's the word for that one? Our clairgustance, I think. So these are wonderful ones that I work with shamanically a lot. And the truth of when they're functioning is that they merge and you get different combinations and they work together at different times. But wakening the full range is wonderful, because each one is quite literally a super highway of quantum and multidimensional information. And each one will bring through a different aspect of multidimensional information. So when you activate all of those quantum superhighways, you're really expanding the range of the information you're able to access. One can bring something, in short, that another can't. And when they're working together and you have all of their strands activated, then you have, it's like a jigsaw puzzle that fits together. They're each giving different pieces of that jigsaw puzzle, and you can feel a much greater degree of the wholeness of the information. And it's information, but as I say, it's also our communication with the realms beyond, with our star family, with our higher aspects, with our elder, celestial, galactic, stellar, as well as earthly and elemental dimensions. So we get to, because the mode of communication through these realms is primarily through those senses, and it's through them before it's through the physical senses. So that is our primary mode of communication in those dimensions. So as this strengthens and comes forward, we'll be able to be in an expanded conversation, an expanded communication. So beautiful, like literally, being able to have a more detailed conversation, exchange more information, open your heart more to what they're wanting to share with you through these direct feeling, felt, and sensory levels. So it's a very exciting time for our seventh dimensional Stargate presence that is in, as I said at the beginning, in this continuous evolution through this year that we'll continue to explore. So much love. And I do hope this brings blessings to your path, to the place in your ascension where you are, and taking what resonates, letting the rest go as leaves on the wind always. Tanara the Nanoran. Isana ton taria. So much love, and I shall see you soon. Farewell for now.